Hi, everybody. Eilers-Heffner, Sapphire Ambassador. I'm so excited to come to you. So one of the things that I have been noticing a lot is that we have these great calls in Pink Power. Hello, like, wasn't Sally awesome? And it's so great to hear from her and to learn from all these diamonds and other jewels. But what I want to make sure too, and I've talked with the other leaders, is that we want to make sure we're addressing rock your purpose. We're addressing the intricacies that we're seeing in our team. And so we want these extra calls to not feel extra, but to definitely feel special because they're directly related to you. So our team, for instance, has a lot of working people. A lot of people are working full time and starting to build their business. And that's why we want to address stuff too. Like, we did this, we were able to do this. And so we have a different perspectives. We have different things to bring to the table. And so you're going to be noticing some extra or more, I don't know how you want to word it, calls right in Rock Your Purpose. Okay. So tonight, I don't even know how to flip the stinking slideshow to the next slide. There we go. That worked. Perfect. So I want to talk about duplication and leadership, and they really go hand in hand, and they really do kind of require two separate whole calls, but we're going to do our best. And definitely this is more of a call related to duplication. So I want you to think about, and if you can chat, you guys might be able to see all the chat. I might not be able to with the screen share thing, but I want you to type in the chat. Do you know how to share Plexus products? Do you know how to sign somebody up? So answer those really quickly for yourselves. Let me know what you think. I think I can maybe see it, but it might be on the recording too. So I'm going to give you a minute to think about that. And I want you to think about what you're currently doing when you're signing somebody up. This is such a disaster. I feel like this whole like me messing with this is a disaster. All right. So during your sign up, you're going to start thinking about these types of questions. And I'm going to go into this further in detail. All of this whole slideshow probably should have been a little bit narrowed down, but here we are. So during your sign up thinking, has anyone come to mind that struggles with gut health or energy levels or autoimmune or just plain struggles to feel their best? You know, are you actually mentioning this to people? Are you mentioning the potential that we have in earning with Plexus when you're signing somebody up, or even before you're signing someone up? I want you to think to yourself and answer. And these are questions that if you're struggling with these are things to bring to your three-way chat with your sponsor. But do you know how to help someone start sharing? Do you know where to look for resources? Are you using these three-way chats with your new people? And what is your posture here? So these are all things I want you to think about. And hopefully you'll feel more confident in all of this by the end of this call. I want to remind you of our resources. We have our guides. There's a whole guide for all things silver. And silver is kind of that jumping board for sharing. That's a great place to start. And then continuing to vision cast from there. And the silver tools, they are in written out format. They're in video format. There's something to meet everyone's needs. And then are you plugging people into team calls and book clubs? Are you asking them? Are you telling them about this and not prejudging anyone? So you might think, well, they're too busy, or they're too this, or they're too that, or they wouldn't be interested in our book club or our team call. Don't prejudge that. Book club was the very first thing I ever started with, even before I was sharing Plexus. The reason I wasn't sharing Plexus is because I'm going to talk about this objection, but I was busy and I was teaching and I had my kids and all this stuff. So, and then you yourself, are you on the team club calls and book clubs? So holding yourself accountable to that. Those are our business meetings, our continuing education. These are our weekly getting together so that we can stay on track of what we're doing in our businesses. And I want you to think about it, have that mindset with those. This is a little bit wonky with I copied and pasted this and I gave you the resource. I'm sorry I couldn't fix it to make it look more pretty. So why are we sharing the opportunity? Why do you care about that so much? I hear objections all of the time. Well, that person has a lot of money. Well, that person is really busy. Well, that person is just this or that, whatever objection you have. But we also need to be leading with the opportunity, because there's more people that are going to bed worried about their finances than their health. And especially now, mental health is super high in healthcare right now, mental health care, and taking a toll on our mental health. It also is taking that toll on our physical health, our stress levels, our intimacy with our families, with our spouses, and having to say no to our kids more than we can say yes, or no to our family or a situation or our friends more than we can say yes. So Sally Krawcheck, I just did a quick Google on her, and she does all kinds of polls and research. And what she found is that this was a more recent poll, that 46% of women have seen their money anxiety worsen in the last 2 years. So, and then that's in addition to 36% of women worry about their financial health on a daily basis. Oh my gosh, like constantly thinking about this financial health. And people are more worried about their gas prices and the grocery bills than they are about their probiotic. That is the reality. Okay. Are you recruiting, but not necessarily creating business builders? Where are we at there? Okay. So, oops, darn it. Can I go back? Who knows? There we go. Either we aren't sharing that opportunity, or we're not sharing it effectively or efficiently, or you just aren't following up on that. So there's a couple of things, right? Like, are you really talking to people? Like, really examine this for yourself. Admit. I just noticed that, sorry. So either you're not being bold and having a confident position in sharing the business, or you're not sharing efficiently. And you might be asking, you might be casting this super huge vision, and someone's like, hold up, I just want to try this pink drink and some probiotics. Like, I don't know about all this other stuff. Like, we really want to read our friends and read our people and ask them questions to feel where they're at before we go from, oh my gosh, you're trying the pink drink, let's be a diamond with me, which we want that, but the timing just needs to be in the right timing, in the right place. So just like we say, hey, have you heard of Lexus? I'd love to introduce you. Hey, I'd love to help you feel your best on a regular basis. And then what about these other options? What about having more money for Christmas? I mean, people start saving now for Christmas, right? What about paying for that summer camp for your kids? So just keeping those things in mind too. Of course. Okay. Are you feeling that you're recruiting well? So if you feel that you're a good recruiter, if you're recruiting, then I want you to feel that confident about getting to a point of helping people to share. So if you feel that you need to work on recruiting, please reach out to your sponsor after this call so that we can help you. Okay. We want to help you be a strong recruiter. And then if there was a simple system that helped you take people from signing up for the products and then also sharing their opportunity, how would you feel about that? That sounds pretty good, right? Like, we have startup guides. Take your pink drink your water, start on day 2 with your bio cleanse, start on day 4 with your ProBio 5. Like, we have these other tools. So I want you to realize that we can have tools in place for sharing too. So when you have someone that you're signing them up on the phone. Okay. 95% of the time you should be signing your people up on the phone. There are going to be those situations. It's the last day of the month. There's a huge sale. They were at work. All these situations that made it really difficult to get on the phone. Okay. Then you say, I only will send you these directions if you promise me to call me if you get stuck. That's what I say. I'm not giving you the directions. I'm not giving you the link until I know that you're going to call me if you get stuck. Okay. And you can also be talking about sharing when you get them on a welcome call. Okay. So say for some reason you couldn't get on the phone to sign them up, you want to get them on the phone to do a quick welcome call. And this is your job to have a strong posture in this. This is your opportunity to say, I know that I want to answer your questions. This isn't a, hey, if you maybe have time, could we possibly, I don't know. No, say, hey, the next step is to jump on the phone. Hey, I want to make sure you don't have any questions about what it's like to be getting your products. I want to go over some things with you that benefit you and that show you the most of your VIP membership here and get you off to a strong start. When do you have 15 minutes that we can jump on the phone? And if they're, not sure, I don't know, then you say, are you free Tuesday or Wednesday at this time? Maybe you're really busy with your work schedule. Hey, I can talk Monday, Tuesday, or Friday after 4:00. Maybe you're giving them some specifics to go off of, and that's fine too. The purpose of this call is not to convince them to be a business builder, but it really is to help uncover these objections or limiting beliefs or fears that they might have in this long-term follow-up process. We don't expect our bodies to heal in 2 weeks or 30 days. This is why we have the 10 points of contact. This is why we talk about 60 to 90 days of being on our products. It is a lot to say to someone, hey, you already work full-time, have 4 kids, your husband's in school full-time, you barely see him, and you are doing pretty much all of the household management. How about you start a business too? That was me. I wasn't looking for a business, but I was looking to feel better. And I saw the vision very easily. Okay. And I was invited into the community, and that was huge for me. So you're looking to have a personal connection. So if you don't know somebody well, you're going to start the call with some questions, and it depends. Like maybe you want to use these questions here. Maybe you want to come up with your own, but let's give you a starting point. Okay. Ask somebody, what do you do for a living? How long have you been doing that? And do you like it? Do you like being a nurse? Do you like being a PT or an OT? Do you like being a teacher? What do you love about being a teacher? Okay. You also are telling them like, hey, I'm so excited for you to get started. You're going to love Plexus. You're reassuring them that they made a good investment in you and in their products and in themselves. And then asking them, if you love your Plexus, will you be sharing this with others? And waiting for an answer. Maybe this isn't even something that they've thought about. Or maybe they have. Maybe they've thought, I'm not sharing. But when you ask it and say, if you love your Plexus, would you be sharing with others? And then the reason that we're asking all of this, right, is again, is we're uncovering these objections. We're asking more questions to bring up their potential questions and hopefully help them have a potential shift in their mindset if that's what they need. Some people are like, I'm ready. Let me share. Let me post. What do I need to do? And then a lot of people, these are very, very common objections. There's a lot more, but these are pretty much the ones that I hear. I'll share once I get my results. Or, well, no, I'm not a salesperson and I have 0 time. Okay. So let's kind of go through what we can do to handle these objections. I'm trying to get this a little smaller. Okay. So, all right. I understand that you want your own results first. I definitely wanted to know more about Plexus myself. I felt like that too. What I found is that I can invite someone to be a part of something as I'm growing my belief. And it's just like inviting someone to try a new restaurant out with me. We can experience it together. It's definitely more fun with friends. Thankfully, now this is a big one. Thankfully, you likely will never struggle with some of the things that your friends are struggling with, but you do have something that could help them. So I always encourage my friends to borrow my belief and to help their friends that may be struggling too. Has anyone come to mind that also struggles with their health or feeling their best? Would you be open to inviting them to take a look at Plexus with my help? With my help. This is huge. So 2 huge things that you can shift and add into what you're already maybe doing. or maybe this is foreign to you. This is why I have all this typed out for you. Would you be open and with my help? So no one wants to say, I am not open to anything new ever. No, that's not a very like positive place to be. I'm not open. Everyone wants to be open to something, open to the options, open to the knowledge, right? What they do with that is a different story, but everyone wants to be open. It's going to trigger a different part in our brain. And then with my help. So you're not saying, go post, I don't know, figure it out. You know, you're saying, I'm here to help you. Okay. The I'm not a salesperson objection. Hey, that's awesome, because I am not looking for salespeople. And I do understand. I felt the same way. I'd never sold anything to anyone. I'm a PT, not a salesperson. But what I have found is that I'm passionate to share things that I love, like a new movie or a new restaurant or healthy recipes or kid tips. And if I could share with you a simple way of sharing plexus with those who might be looking for something for their health, would you be open to checking that out? So again, would you be open to that? Hey, you know, and this is another one too, that I gauge this depending on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to, Lord help me. If I'm talking to another therapist, PT, OT, speech, like we have a lot of you guys on our team, I might say, yeah, I'm not a salesperson either, but you have to remember that we've sold mobility, or we've sold exercise, or we've sold rehab for the last however many years in our career. We are salespeople, but we're not selling. We're here to say, hey, this is something that may help you. Are you open to checking it out? And that's what we do as therapists. Hey, these are the exercises that could help you. Are you willing to do them, right? Are you willing to learn them? Are you willing to take some time during your day at home when you're not in the clinic or in to see me, or if you work in a hospital setting, whatever. Okay. So definitely keeping those things in mind. And this is another thing that, you know, as therapists, we have patients. So this is an analogy, right? You have patients that are in bed, hooked up to 100 tubes, hardly doing anything on their own. They need 3 people just to sit on the edge of the bed. The person in the room next door had the same surgery, but they only need 1 person to help them get up, and they're walking 50 feet the first day. Both post-op day the same, right? 2 different, totally different scenarios. I can't cookie cutter everything. I'm going to take this person with where they're at and then work on getting them stronger and work at their level and work them through. And this person over here as well. Okay. We're not over here just trying to cookie cutter everybody, and you have to walk 50 feet and you have to do this and you have to do this. We're really, again, trying to figure out where people are at and then helping them grow to the next level. I don't have time. I don't have time. I've said to people, do you think that I have time? When I was working full time and running my business and all of this stuff, right? So yeah, I can relate. I didn't have time either. I was working, my husband was in school, I was teaching, I got 4 kids, you know, I did a lot with them. And I didn't think I had any more time in my day to do anything else either. But what I found, it wasn't so much about having massive amounts of time, but rather being consistent with the time that I did have. If I could share and also if I could help you share and cover the cost of your products and bless your family financially, is that something that would be helpful to you? Giving them a chance to answer. Okay. So let's say they're like, okay, we've gotten through this, and they decide after these questions here, yeah, I think I could share. Then we're going to encourage them to write a post on Facebook. Now there's like 4 to 6 posts just in Rock Your Purpose that have first post like ideas, right? Magic post, first post. So there's your resource, search in Rock Your Purpose, but you can easily say, hey, just make a post, tag me, say, hey, I'm excited to start feeling better. I'm going to start my plexus journey as soon as my products arrive on Tuesday. It doesn't have to be anything earth shattering, right? But helping them, if they're like, I don't know what to say. Okay, would you like me to help you write something up? Okay, sure. That'd be great. Okay. And then when they have somebody that has commented on that, if they get comments on that, Then you were teaching them to reach out privately. Hey, thanks for commenting on my post. I'm super excited to be getting started with Plexus, and I'd love the chance to share. If you're open to checking it out, have you heard much about Plexus? That's a pretty easy way to help people start making those reach outs, right? Asking them to make a list of 10 that they'd like to share with. So then you're helping them think, okay, and they may know someone who just really needs a business opportunity. Maybe they don't see themselves as needing a business opportunity, but they know that their friend Susie does. So helping them think, do you think these people need the products? Do they need the opportunity? Do they need both? And then helping them with an initial message. So this is where you're going to refer to the silver guide. This is where you're going to start digging a little deeper. If you don't have something on the tip of your tongue, this is your opportunity to go learn those things. If they say, nope, I'm not comfortable with that. I really want to get my own results first. Okay, let's just keep it in mind that it's really easy to get your product cost covered by simply sharing with 3 people and helping them get started on their journey. There you go. You're telling them, hey, the bonuses for this month are like $300 for helping 3 people. It's pretty cool, huh? And again, this is about reading your people that you're talking to. You know, if they're more money motivated, you're going to definitely share those bonuses. If they know that they're more into helping, like, gosh, you just could help so many. Just don't forget about that, you know. And then during their journey, when they notice anything. So this is someone who's just hasn't been open to sharing, hasn't thought of sharing. And this is definitely something you can pick up right now with people that you maybe haven't talked about sharing with yet. Maybe you've skipped that step or missed it. This is your opportunity to say, oh my gosh, like, I'm so glad you're sleeping better. Anything you noticed positive in their journey, and point it out to them, reach out to them. You're having so much energy, you're sleeping better. Oh my gosh, you're not craving the sugar. That is so awesome. I'm so happy for you. I remember how horrible that was for you. And that could help so many if you shared that. Now that you're enjoying your products, has anyone come to mind that you might like my support in sharing this with? Or you can even ask them to throw a post up about their latest achievement here with their products, like sleeping better or not craving sugar. And then again, this kind of goes for even when people are starting to share, and if they haven't been open to sharing, we still want to invite people to an event, either in person, a sip and share, a virtual event, maybe sending somebody a vision casting call that speaks to them in particular. Like we did a whole series of these all last summer. So Lauren's done them, Jackie has, me, Rochelle Osborne. Rochelle has 6 billion kids. I was, a mom of 4 and working and homeschooling. Lauren's full-time working PT. Jackie used to work full-time PT and has now been able to transition home full-time, right? So sending them something that's going to be relatable and also getting them involved in an event. We want to send people Diamond Docs that are relatable to them. Oh my gosh, I came across this. This is my friend, or this is so-and-so. She's a teacher. And I'm sure this, will speak to you. It's 8 minutes long. The Diamond Docs are 8 minutes long. I can't wait to hear what you think. Continuing to build that relationship and following up with them with our retention system that we talked about. And then sharing rank up, sharing these earned trips, sharing people getting their Lexuses, and especially if it's relatable. Hey, she's a teacher. Look at what she's doing now. And then sharing what the bonuses have allowed your family to do. That is all huge. Okay. And then remembering that following up takes time. So just like following up with the products can take 8 to 12 different exposures, so can sharing the opportunity. Okay. We don't want to fall into convincing mode. If you're convincing anyone to get started with their products or to get started sharing, either way, if you're convincing them for that, then you will always be convincing them. Okay. We don't want to have to be in this convincing mode. We want to show and cast vision and help people see themselves doing this. Okay. And not being emotionally attached to the outcome. It's kind of like what I heard on a call a long time ago. Natalie Dolan was leading it, and she was like, hey, blah, 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 this might really help you with your sleep, or this, And then the person was like, well, no, I'm not interested. No, no, no. And she was like, in her mind, she didn't say this to the person, but just, well, that's weird. Like, hey, that's weird that you're not interested, but clearly they just haven't seen it themselves in this. They haven't seen themselves feeling better with the products, or they haven't seen themselves being successful with sharing and bringing in income. Okay. And then don't let the ball drop on the follow-up. Okay. I think that's done. So I'm going to stop this. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about not letting the ball drop. So when we are talking to somebody about anything related to plexus and we don't follow up, it really kind of hurts our integrity in ourselves and in our company. And I know you don't want that. And I know it's not intentional. No one over here is like, well, I think I'm going to forget about that person because, I feel like it. No, like it happens. Ask me how I know, right? But when we aren't being willing to follow up with someone and follow up with someone to help them get started on the products and share this business, if we aren't willing to put that in and play this long game, then we're not showing them that we're a strong leader. Okay. So this is kind of where this duplication of helping people to share comes into our leadership. So, I don't know if you guys know, but Christina Williams, Brittany followed up with her for an entire year about sharing, and look at her now. Okay. Now, and Christina already had an amazing health testimony. She already felt way, 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 way better. She was off medications. She had a great testimony in the products, but she didn't have belief or mindset or the desire. She just, well, I've been to school for being a teacher. I'm just going to be a teacher, right? Not just teachers have an incredible job ahead of them, but Brittany didn't just stop at a couple times. She kept pointing out the potential that Christina had. And I've done this with some of you on this call, like, hey, you can do this. You can do this too. I didn't push it down anybody's throat, even though I wanted to, Jackie. But I did continue to follow up, right? And she, she came to it on her own too, because I was pulling her into the community and the culture of Plexus. So just really keep that in mind, that this is our opportunity to be a leader. And the other thing is, when you are talking to somebody about the products or even the business, I don't care if you don't have any joins or you have 100 joins, you're the expert. You're the expert. And I want you to feel empowered to position yourself as such. You don't need to know every single thing that Fallon knows. Okay. You don't need to know everything that I know. You need to know a little bit more than the people that you're helping. And then you're going to grow from there. So we have the resource. Okay. You guys have the desire and the skill set and the opportunity to learn wherever it is that you need to learn. And this is like perfect backing off of Sally's call, right? That we just had. So don't discount yourself. If you're signed up, then you've asked some questions, you've gotten plugged into the team page and the gut health group. And so you know more than Susie over here, who's heard nothing of Plexus. So to her, you're the expert. Okay. And then just don't be afraid to ask people questions like, hey, like, have you heard of this? Oh, what are you doing for your vitamins or your probiotics? Oh my gosh. Like, I didn't know that there was this opportunity to make money in Plexus either, but I know it now. And I don't know that we've talked about this. Have you seen the bonuses that we can get with Plexus? I mean, it's okay to go back to someone that maybe you haven't done all of this with and start from there, and just really pointing out people's potential. There's nothing wrong with complimenting people and helping them see their potential that they maybe don't see. And the other thing with that is that we, and especially women, get so busy with our jobs and with our kids and with the house and with the groceries and all the things that we aren't even seeing our own potential because we're too busy surviving and being responsible for so many things. Okay. And I think I've said this before, I didn't dream a lot before Plexus because I was too busy just making sure nobody died. So it's like, all right, now I can dream and I can think of our future and our kids' future on a deeper, more grand scale than just making sure no one dies through the day and cracks their head open or something, right? So, and thank goodness we're beyond a lot of that. My kids are older now and we're beyond that. So there's hope. If you have little ones, you're going to make it. It's all going to be good. So anyway, that's what I had for you. Thank you so much for getting on. I so appreciate it.